I tell you what, I'm sure Billy probably felt the same, but we didn't play well, and we found a way to win tonight. So that's exciting to always try to learn from a win. But when you look at the box score, especially, the first thing that jumps out to me is Domas with another triple-double. I mean, it's like getting commonplace for him to have a triple-double after triple-double after triple-double. And then you look at a guy like Foxy, he's 12 for 17 from the floor, and big shot after big shot down the stretch, especially the one to win the game. And I said this before to you guys and whoever else will listen to me. I hope both those guys get recognition for what they're doing. Fox is the most clutch player out there, and Domas, with his ability to bring to the table a triple-double after triple-double after triple-double, and we get a win, both those guys should be on an all-NBA team. Fantastic performance by those guys helping this team win. But like I said, overall, I didn't think we played well. The neat part about it is those guys found a way to win. And sometimes as a coach, you sit back and you say, okay, you want to mess around with the game a little bit to start. You guys find a way to win. And those guys did, because at the end of the day, I keep telling them this, when we get to the playoffs, we're going to be there to help them and support them, but they're going to have to go get it. They're going to have to lead the charge and go get it come playoff time, because it's about the players stepping up and getting it done during that time of the year. And tonight, they went and figured out a way to get a win. So I'm proud of our group for doing that. We just have to understand that every possession matters. And we have to keep thinking that, not only thinking it, but we have to act upon it too. And once we get there, we need to stay there without any let off. Because if you have slippage once and you think it's okay to have that slippage, trust me, you'll have slippage again, and next thing you know, you got a snowball effect, and you got a lot of slippage coming from all different directions. And so, again, good win by us. We got some mistakes that we need to clean up before tomorrow. Foxy and Domas played like all NBA players, and Malik was fantastic off the bench. Hopefully he'll get a little bit of recognition for Sixth Man of the Year, but he was fantastic off the bench, and we're on to Brooklyn.
Mike, can you describe what your viewpoint was on Fox's game winner, and also just overall how your confidence in him in those moments has evolved as the season's gone on?
That was one of the things that when I took the job, I didn't know how he would be consistently in the clutch. I knew he was fast. I knew he had a lot of ability to do a lot of different things. But his presence, his calmness, or demeanor, however you want to call it, has just been fantastic down the stretch of games, especially one-possession games. And so for him to walk into that three, again, not to disrespect anybody, but when he shot it, I just felt it was going in. And that has nothing to do with me, because we didn't do anything but tell everybody to get the heck out the way. That's just the confidence that he exudes during that time in the game, and he's shown play after play after play that he can go get it done. And that's what you're going to need, not just in games like this, especially on the road, but come playoff time too.
And when you say that the team wasn't playing well, I would assume you're thinking of turnovers, but what else?
So the biggest thing was the unforced turnovers. I thought our spacing wasn't great, which for the most part our spacing and our ability to handle the ball, especially when there's not a ton of pressure, usually is pretty good. In the second half, I think we gave up 9 offensive rebounds in the second half. They just didn't capitalize. They had 13 for the game. They just didn't capitalize on them. They got out in transition, and we didn't do a good job of stopping the ball and loading and then spraying the shooters. So there were some things, and even after our turnovers, this was part of it. I don't think we converted defensively the right way, with the next play. We always talk about next play speed, and I didn't think that happened much tonight. So, again, some areas to improve that and the crazy part about it is we've been pretty good in a lot of those areas. It just might have been one of those nights, and the guys found a way to win.
Was there anything at the start of the second half that really kick-started you? I mean, in the first half you had your struggles, and then at the start of the second half you had that nice run.
Yeah, it's just a matter of our guys taking care of the ball and spacing the floor the right way, and trying to play defense the right way, and then initially limiting them to one shot. And when we do that, we can be really good because our guys get out, and when they got out, they got to their spots in transition, which created a lot of looks for us, and things were flowing, and that's how we normally play. So I think it was just our guys at halftime just saying, you know what, hey, let's go try to play the right way, and we did for a quarter, which helped us get the lead late in the game and finally get over the hump.
And the Bulls come quicker with the double team on the air. And what was Plan B, do you think, out of that?
Well, Foxy's quick enough to attack anybody, and so if he wanted to go around this guy or that guy, go ahead. He's also more than a capable passer too, and in an instance like that, we always want a guy in the middle, a guy that's straight ahead, a guy that's a safety, and a guy that's a skip. And so he felt that the double team was not going to arrive in time, and he was able to rise up in a comfortable shot.
What did you see on the second Barnes foul of DeRozan's three-pointer?
After the review?
Yeah.
He hit him. It's a great learning experience for us because HB was here, and the way DeMar shoots it, he comes to you, and when he came to him, obviously there was contact there, and they made the call.
Sure, not to get under him, but
correct. Yeah, but he wasn't moving. His hand was just like that, and it's the right call, I guess. I don't know, but they obviously had a chance of taking an overtime on that play.
Like Malik said, and I don't know how serious he was being with this, but what reason why you guys have been successful on the road is after you practice so often after you touch down. Can you explain?
Because why?
You practice after you land.
Okay.
In new city. Can you explain the philosophy behind that and whether or not you think that has a tangible impact on how you play on the road?
I don't know if it does. Something I got from Steve Kerr. There are a lot of things I got from him. He always felt that it was best because it gets the cobwebs out of your joints, especially when you're on a long flight, and so to be able to go break a sweat is good. And then we'll see based on where we are whether or not we have shoot around in the morning, because we don't want to necessarily wake them up at 9:30 to go get on a bus, which is 7:30 back home. And so practicing when we land does for us has been has gotten us in pretty good rhythm for the game the next day. And I get overruled on that crap anyway. My leadership committee plus Jordy, I think they got a conspiracy behind my back, and they tell me what to do most times because they always overrule me on practice and shoot around.
This isn't the first time in the last couple of weeks where you've come into a post-game press conference saying we won, but we didn't play well, especially on the defensive end. What are you looking for over the next month besides, still good? Yeah,
so there's two games that obviously tonight, with the things of the unforced turnovers and then the rebounding in the second half, I didn't think our spacing was always good, and it was almost like we were just real lackadaisical throughout the course of the game, especially in the first half. But the exciting part about it, like I said, sometimes as a coach, and Phil used to do this, he'd kind of sit there and let the guys figure it out. And that's what I did tonight. I kind of sat there and I let them figure it out. And to their credit, they did, because they're going to have to do that at certain times during the playoffs. They're going to have to figure it out during the playoffs. And we all know we could play better. And so I don't know. It's hard for me to not tell the truth, especially if I see something. And then the second one, I against the Knicks, I thought, we tried in a lot of areas. We just didn't bring the physicality, especially when it came to rebounding. But we did a lot of other things really good in that game. And the worry that you have is if you don't bring physicality in the playoffs, you could be in trouble. If you show up to a playoff game and you don't take every possession like it's their last, like it's your last one, and you're lackadaisical out there, you could be in trouble. So the two games that I said, hey, we're going to take the win, but here's some things we can clean up. It's just me telling the truth about the way we played. And those two types of things for sure can't happen come playoff time. And so our guys have to feel it, be aware of it, and try to correct it, going forward. Because there are other games or other games. I know we lost Milwaukee, and what other ones have we lost? Help me, Chris. Huh?
Well, which game?
Did we lose another game since All-Star break?
Yeah, Minnesota.
In Minnesota. So, like Minnesota, they were getting by us in the middle of the floor, and we weren't guarding the ball. I know we're better than that, so I jumped them, but it wasn't. That's something that's fixable. Being lackadaisical, if we have that mindset, that ain't fixable at the end of the day. The lack of physicality when it comes to keeping guys off the glass, if we have that mindset, that ain't going to be good for us, But the X's and O's part, no middle, because our help comes from the baseline side or something like, all that stuff's fixable, and it happens at times. And so I just basically tell the truth when I feel we did win and when I feel we did lose of what happened.
Just checking, you flew in yesterday?
Yeah.
And then you played over there? Practiced over at the practice facility yesterday?
Yeah. But as soon as we land,
Okay.
we went to practice there.
Okay.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thanks, guys.